Welcome to Tabletop Topics. I'm
Hello.
your host Jeff.
And of course, Jeff.
Um,
I'm not gonna say how we're doing today
how,
because
how are you doing today, Jeff?
for me, I'm doing
Doing solid.
fabular tastic. I think the recording we did yesterday actually went
That's
really
fine.
well.
I like it. I had a lot of fun.
I know I'm biased for saying this, but I was working out today and I just couldn't stop laughing at.
Oh, you was playing.
Yeah. During my workout, I was trying to
Man.
do some sets and I literally kept stopping because I was laughing so hard. Like everything that we were saying in the last episode just clicked, and I'm like, okay,
Nah, it was fire.
yeah, it was really fire.
It was fire.
But,
I'd like to have him on again.
yeah,
That was fire.
but yeah, definitely that was a unique and different dynamic. So that's definitely
That's that's the vibe that I would love to bring.
that is the vibe, and
That's the vibe
and
I
it,
wanna
and
bring
it was
about.
natural. Like and the crazy thing too is when they come on for the first time, some of them will be nervous, and I'm not saying all, but some.
That's true.
But as soon as they get comfortable, and that's why I said the space that we created, it kind of helps because when we're having a conversation with them, they're kind of just looking around the room.
Mhm.
Oh my god, this is nice. Oh my god, this is nice. Because after we're done recording, they get up and they start walking around and looking at everything, or saying this is cool, or how long did it take you to put this together? And I'm like, well, my brother and I spent the first week of my vacation trying to get this thing together, but it really is nice. But yeah, we'll definitely have Kayla and Zoe back on again because that was different. That was
Yeah. Oh
different.
yeah.
I never laughed so hard.
Oh yeah. That was
before.
that was fun.
That was crazy.
You,
But
you went to Home Depot today.
yeah.
How'd
Because
that go?
you know how we're always talking to our listeners and saying that you and I are gonna finish this fireplace. So I got some base slats because we're not gonna make the entire fireplace tile. The base will do like a
Right.
white wood.
Got some slats.
Yeah,
For that.
we got some slats for that. So that'll be a easy. Uh,
Man, I can't wait to show. Bro,
yeah.
that
Oh,
fireplace
actually,
there.
and then I.
In the dead ass heat of August.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
we turning on the fireplace.
Well, the
today.
best part about the fireplace is you don't even have to turn on the heat part of it. You can just literally just turn it on.
Just do
for,
a fan for visual.
Yeah, visual or light effects, and of course it's different colors and different types of flames. So it's not just one specific fireplace. And on top of that, when it gets cold in the winter, I mean, if we feel like, because I never turn on the heater.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do got a heater. That's weird,
do,
man.
I do.
Especially out here, it's like,
Yeah.
nah, in the winter, this is a break. Why I need the heater for?
Exactly. So because it's hot 200 something
Oh,
days a
no,
year in
no,
Florida,
no.
so it's like why do I need a heater? But no, like I said, and then if it does get really cold, we can turn on the heater, and then it's a nice area to
Mhm.
chill next to the vinyl record that I already got a couple months back. But it'd be a nice chill place, and I'm thinking about eventually getting a sectional.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then put the TV right there. and
put
we
the
could
Yep.
watch movies, baby.
As most people know that we
Yeah,
have a crap ton of movies.
Bruh.
But yeah. So it's
That man's a movie collector
Mhm.
legend. You should. You ever thought about doing movie reviews, man? Like seriously doing movie reviews?
nah. I think I'll critique it from behind the scenes like a lot of people do. I can give my opinion, but like you said, is that really a job though? People are trying to make it a job. Is that really a job? Because everybody has different opinions.
But what makes a good movie though? Like, how do you know? Is it the financial success of the movie, box office, or whatever? Like a lot of people could go see a movie. That doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Well, and that's the thing too. There's a lot of movies that are good movies that a lot of people say aren't good movies because the biggest issues with a lot of movie critics, now in today's social setting is they dissect the movie in the sense of they're looking for all the little things
Like little check boxes.
yeah, like little check boxes like did it capture me, or did it how do I say this, did it this doesn't make any sense. Like, let's say you're watching a fun movie. Let me give you an example
Yeah,
because
give me an example.
instead of trying to
Generalized.
generalize it. If I know I'm going to see a movie because it's fun and enjoyable and all that stuff like that. Let's say it's an animated Pixar's movie. Why am I gonna go in and try to dissect everything about that movie and conform it to our reality when it's an animated
It's an
movie?
animated movie.
Yeah,
Right.
if a talking toy doesn't talk in real life, why am I gonna take away 2 stars from it because they're like, well, this can't happen in real life, so why they made the
like
Toy
you're
Story?
bringing logic to a story, an
Yes.
imaginative story.
And I think that's a lot of issues with like Rotten Tomatoes. Not only are they trying to conform to the political biases that are out there, but on top of that, they forgot what it means to review a movie. Yes, there are bad movies out there. I'm not going to say that there's not, but when you have majority of audiences giving a movie a 98%, but then the film critics are giving it a 54%, then there's something wrong with it. And then when you're reading the reviews on that movie and it specifically says, well, they didn't do this and this doesn't make sense and blah blah blah. Well, when you read audience reviews that are saying, well, the way they went about it this way was fun and entertaining, I wasn't there to take it seriously, blah blah blah, and that, it's two totally different things, which is why a lot of people are saying nowadays that movie critics aren't, it's not a real job. It's not it's starting not to be a real job. And that's why I'll listen to like Chris Stuckman, because he's an indie film. He not only writes books, but he's starting his first indie film movie. And I've noticed that a lot of indie film directors are more in tune with a lot of movies. They're not
what they want, with what the audience
with
wants
what the
from
audience.
the movie.
Yes, exactly. Like they're not inserting anything. They're not catering to anybody. It's just
Right.
the imagination and imagery that they have for their dream to come to life is what they focus on, and they're not throwing in the check boxes. Because remember, we were watching that video the other day on the guy explaining
Why movies suck today?
yeah, why 99% of movies are garbage or they suck today, because essentially we're just trying to cater to
Everything's like
not
it's here's my issue when it comes to why I'm never excited for movies anymore, right?
yeah, like when we went to go see Jurassic World last week on Friday.
Jurassic World was a mindless
It was a mindless fun movie.
like I didn't go in there to
Take
really,
it seriously.
Yeah, take it seriously.
But go ahead, explain what you were saying.
What was I saying?
Here's why you think movies are indifferent and
Right, because at the end of the day, it's like one, it's actually maybe two things, two or
Okay.
three things.
okay, go ahead.
One, there's no originality. It's usually just rehashes and reboots and shit like that. And it's like you're not no one's really pushing the boundaries of like most movies today are rooted in like logic and like reality.
They'll try to find some science behind it.
Right. They'll try to apply science to it. And it's like, why does it fucking matter?
Yeah.
We're in space teleporting using.
Well, perfect example was Interstellar, where they
That was a scientific movie.
it was
Yeah,
it was a scientific movie, but at the same time you had some of these Rotten Tomato movie critics trying to shit on it, because I think it got a fresh stamp, but it got maybe a 79 or 76% Rotten Tomato.
Okay.
Don't fact check me on that, because I'm not for sure 100%, but the reason why they took off so many checks off the boxes is because the theory of the black hole, of what happens to it when you go into it. And I'm like, really? That was literally at the end of the movie.
That's up for imagination.
Exactly,
Like, that's
which is why
where your imagination comes.
Well,
in.
you know what I loved about Christopher Nolan when he directed that movie is he got Neil deGrasse Tyson and that other physicist
To fact check him.
to not only fact check him, but to give him theories.
The Asian guy, right?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, we're just gonna say the Asian guy.
I'm not gonna what?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna butcher that man's name.
Yeah, so yeah, but he literally got those two physicists and had them give him their theories on what a black hole might be.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Like what would happen
Yeah,
inside
and
of a
basically
black hole.
both of them theorized it would be like a fourth dimension thing where you'll be able to go back in time and actually
Right.
interact with your past self
Right.
in the same
'Cause it's
timeline.
essentially a hole in the three-dimensional fabric of
Basically,
time and
yes.
space. So what's
And-
outside of three dimensions?
And
Four.
when I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato score versus the audience score, the audience obviously gave it a phenomenal score, and of course Rotten Tomato, that were literally dissecting the movie, and yeah, like you said, it was a scientific movie, but it was all theoretical.
It was all theoretical.
It was all theoretical. It was just it was an amazing movie. There was a story, but science behind it.
Right.
And essentially, like I said, I think that's what it is. Like, people are forgetting.
And there's no original story.
There is no original
That's
story.
why, like, I like movies like who directed The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
That I gotta look up.
Yeah,
Let me
like,
look that up.
yeah, go ahead, look that up. But like examples like that, or when Jordan Peele came out on the scene, these are all original characters, all original ideas, all
Exactly.
original stories, and it's not based off of some previously explored version of a movie. We've already seen a million AIs take over. You know what I'm saying?
It says Tom Gormican directed that movie, but that
What other movies has he? Any significant other movies he's directed?
Well, I think he's brand new to the scene. Let me try clicking on his name to see if it brings up anything else. Yeah, he's an indie film young director. Let's see his.
What movie were we talking about that he directed? Again, I forgot.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Unbearable Weight of Massive
Yeah.
Talent.
Let's see. He's done Ghost in 2017. Awkward Moments. Like, these are all indie films. He's known for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Ghost, The Awkward Moment. So he hasn't even done a lot. He's done 2 indie films and then
Nothing big budget.
nothing
right?
big budget, of course. But of course, all those movies
That's the
have
thing.
done fairly well.
Do you think they should lower? Because like, do you think they should lower film budgets to force directors and producers and writers to use their imagination to really bring? Because why do you think old movies were so good? Because they didn't have these $1 billion budget, these millions of dollars to just CGI everything away.
Well, that too, and remember, unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but it's a fact, and pretending that it doesn't exist is not going to help anybody, especially our listeners that are listening to this, is the fact that the executive corporate producers
Right.
are more focusing on pleasing the masses. So,
China?
exactly, yeah. Like
that's
China,
the biggest mass of the
like
masses.
China is our biggest consumer in doing all these films, and
they're so well guarded in what they allow their society to view
exactly
that we have to cut back on. But that's the thing, like that's what made American movies.
exactly like
it was
when you
for
watch
the American audience, and it was like a new experience for foreign viewers.
exactly, and when you watched Die Hard. It was American made. They weren't thinking about the Chinese market. They weren't thinking about the UK market. They weren't thinking about any of those markets. It was just so we can enjoy a hardcore detective that takes down the bad guys and then saves the day or saves the city or any of that, which is why they banked on so many Die Hard movies. That's how come after the last Die Hard movie came out, all the rest of them were garbage because now they were trying to cater to everybody else. Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard. And I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? And that's why I loved what do you call it? John Wick. John Wick brought it right back. You see what I'm saying? John Wick brought it right back because it was the director that was a stunt coordinator in The Matrix became a director, and that was his first movie. And that's why the John Wick movies haven't failed so far. I mean, they're pushing their boundaries now because now it's like, bro, you're human, but you're still alive.
Yeah, we don't want you to be a juggernaut.
Exactly.
Like,
and essentially, you drop a man off the...
Granted, he can be. If he's a juggernaut...
Exactly.
As long as the stakes continue to go above what he's capable of, you don't want a Fast and Furious. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's why Dwayne Johnson ain't coming back for the last film.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like it has to be a balance.
Well, this is the biggest. This is an issue with the Fast and Furious, and then I'll get back to the John Wick thing. The biggest issue with Fast and Furious is Dwayne Johnson came on the scene because what is his name? The guy that did the Aquaman movie. He's a director. Hold on. Give me 1 second. James Wan. When James Wan came in and did Fast 5, he said, let's introduce Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Right. Brand new to the scene. not brand new to the franchise, not brand new to the scene. Because remember where Dwayne started to where he is now. He's a phenomenal. He went from C-list actor to
He's everyman.
Yes, like he literally controls the executives when he wants somebody in the movie if he wants something to happen. So if you hear Dwayne Johnson, like I said, I watch all this man's films. I'll buy all his films, whether they're good or they're garbage. I will watch them.
Scorpion King.
Yes, including Scorpion King.
Oh man, Scorpion King.
Because the man is good.
Right.
So, but the biggest issue with what happened with that franchise was when Vin Diesel was the king. Dwayne came in 5, killed it because he was essentially hunting them, and he stole the show. So essentially, after 6 happened, because 6 was also good too. This was in by James Wan. This was when Paul Walker died, so they had to finish filming it. With the CGI or use his brother and all that stuff like that. After that was done, he didn't come back for the next one because what's his name? Vin Diesel was butthurt. So now he started taking control of the franchise and then saying, I want this person on there, or I want that person on there, or this is the direction I want to go.
It's pretty much, he's trying to do the Expendables. The Expendables has already been done.
Exactly. So he's essentially saying that the last movie was going to be incredible. The last one was going to be this. He's even begging Dwayne Johnson on his Twitter account, oh, please come back, blah, blah, blah. Because obviously people go to see Dwayne Johnson, not Vin Diesel anymore. Vin Diesel is a outdated person. And
he's a meme.
Exactly.
Family.
Even the director.
Family.
Even the director that did Fast, 4, I believe. He was supposed to direct the last one, and he left at the beginning.
Because of Vin Diesel?
Yeah. He was not in shape, apparently, allegedly. No, this is not fact. Allegedly, he wasn't in shape. He was showing late to the production. He was adding people to the roster that shouldn't have been there. Paul Walker's character should have died a long time ago in the film.
I heard they brought him back.
They didn't bring him back.
They hinted at him.
Well, the car just drove up because he likes the Toyota. He likes the
How do you feel about that? Like, not letting actors die.
They need to stop that.
And then owning the rights to their likeness.
Well, it's like you said with Stan Lee when he died. They sold the rights to his image so they can use it in any animated film. But like I said, going back to John Wick, it's like you throw a man off a building, and he falls allegedly into a trash can and survives. That's ridiculous. So yes, the third film was really good, but at this point, it's like the fourth one needs to be the last one.
With John Wick.
Yes.
I was really hoping
Chapter 4 needs to be the last one, because if they try to push it to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. This man's been running for, it's supposed to be 6 months, but they chopped it up. But we're watching the film in an expansion of 4, 5, 6 years. Because we've watched the first one that came out 6 years ago before the pandemic.
Was it John Wick 3 with the shotgun scene?
Yes, I believe so.
He was going down. He was in the safe house or the library or something. No, he was in that safe house with the guy.
That was John Wick 3, and he used the book because there was no.
Was crazy.
Yeah, so he his neck.
No.
With the book.
It was the same movie. I remember that scene.
Yeah.
But it was I remember my boy. Daniel said he had to walk out the movie because it was just too ultra violent
for him.
Yeah.
Well, of course, yeah.
When John Wick comes down the stairs with the shotgun, he's just clearing the whole room, and they're all headshots, and bro was just like terminating motherfuckers. It's crazy.
And like I said, all 3 films are good. I own all 3 films on Blu-ray, but it's like the fourth one needs to be the last one. It really does.
And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I was really hoping I don't know, because you know how we always do this. We're in this multiverse era where, everyone owns the rights to everything, so we can do crossovers. I was really hoping John Wick was like
the Matrix.
A Matrix.
Yeah,
that Neo had to escape or some shit.
And
like
I
that.
agree. They should.
That would have been nuts.
That's what we were hoping for, because he had the beard, he had the hair.
He had the same. He looked like Neo.
Yeah.
He just looked like.
But
Neo.
I think the thing was he was contracted for the fourth movie, so he couldn't cut his hair and he couldn't cut the beard because it was part of the whole John Wick persona. It was like when Henry Cavill was in the middle of filming Mission Impossible, and they said, fuck you WB, you messed up, he's keeping his mustache, so they had to CGI that bitch, and it just messed it all up. So I mean, essentially, that's what it was. But no, like I said, I think they should end it with the fourth. Oh, you're gonna go get him?
Yeah, I was gonna go get him. He was being weird. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's
So
chill.
essentially, I think they need to end it with the fourth film. But like I said, because of today's executive boards and corporate trying to please the masses, and it's not about like he was like the perfect example that he was giving us yesterday was he said movies used to be about fun.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's about who can get the most amount of dollars. You
That's
see,
exactly
and
what it
then
is.
going back to your example with, do you think they should lower the budget with films? Look what happened with M Night Shyamalan. That's the example I was going to bring up, because he screwed up so many times. Because I did my research, he screwed up so many times. No big budget company wanted to hire him because they couldn't trust him to actually make a good movie.
Waste their fucking money.
So what did he do? He used his entire life savings to make the movie The Visit,
and it was good.
and it was really good.
was good.
You know why? Because he had to go back to his own originality
Right.
and think of a story and not
Right.
just say, "Oh, because I make a good movie, that means any budget studio is gonna want to hire me." But look what happened. He fucked up with The Last Airbender,
Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water, The Last Airbender,
Last Airbender.
No-
I'm halfway with Devil.
Devil.
The Elevator.
Oh yeah. So he fucked up with Devil because nobody liked, even the
Right,
audiences didn't like that
right.
film because you're essentially phone booth.
It was from
It was
and
phone
it
booth.
was the old lady the whole way. I was like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
it was
That's
essentially-
like else. Like from the jump, I was like, it's the old lady.
Yeah.
The movie started. I was like, it's the old lady.
Yeah, so essentially it was phone booth. So they literally were stuck in the elevator with 4 or 5 people, and then one of them was the devil. So essentially that's what it was. So because he fucked up with phone booth, not phone booth. So essentially he fucked up with Lady in the Water. He fucked up with what was it? The Last Airbender, The Happening with Mark Wahlberg.
Did he do Drag Me to Hell?
No, it was
No?
somebody
Okay.
else. So he fucked up with The Happening, where air all of a sudden just killed you.
What did he say? What did Mark Wahlberg?
Such bad acting.
What? Mark Wahlberg. What? What's up? It's the wind. It's the wind.
It's
I
the
was like-
wind.
I was like,
Yeah, so every
"Oh."
time the wind came,
That was funny when he was stuck in the house by himself and they had to plug the little hole in. I'm like, what are
because
you doing? bro?"
essentially the wind was killing everybody. What? That was
Bro,
confusing.
that's
I didn't get
crazy.
that. So
That's crazy.
So essentially, after that, nobody wanted to hire him. So he had to, like I said, pour all the money into his own budget, and then create The Visit. The
Right.
Visit did really well, so the studios are like, okay. So then he had a smart idea. He decided to connect Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson to Split.
Oh, right.
When
right.
Split came out with
Was that part of that whole series like Mr. Glass?
Yes. So Mr.
Okay.
Glass was the third part,
Mhm.
but Split was the second part with James McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
And then of course Mr. Glass, when he planned the entire thing for years, which was smart because guess who came back? He got
back,
Bruce
right.
Willis. So they entrusted him again with all that stuff like that. But it's like if you force, like you said, we get nothing but $1 billion budget movies, or
Yeah, it's just one big, and it's crazy too because like the guys made a good point where he's like the trailer
the hype.
is like out hypes the actual movie.
Exactly, and that's
It's
why they
like-
say they should give awards to those guys because they do a very good job cutting trailers together, making a movie. But a perfect example was the Batman that we went to see. I think it was a phenomenal story, and I know I'm biased because of course, you can see around the room,
Batman.
and I have Batman everywhere. But no, story-wise, because you know me, I love stories.
Right.
I think it was a phenomenal story. They cut the trailer to where they only show the action, so people are like, "All right, let's go see the movie." But then when
I'm vengeance.
yeah, when they so it was literally like you said, the cuts of the trailer were amazing.
Are just the best parts of the movie.
Basically, because they showed all the action scenes, but then when you get to the movie and you find out it's almost 2 hours of
You think you can tell if a movie's gonna be shit based on the trailer? Like
No.
what I usually try to do, it's hit
well,
or
like
miss.
perfect example was Captain Marvel. I knew that was gonna be garbage because it's Brie Larson.
Yeah, that was
It's Brie Larson.
That was weird.
She always tries to insert her politics.
Well, here's the thing too. Politics makes money. Politics makes money.
Yes, but
Whether
don't put in
it's-
my
what-
hero
what-
movies.
Yeah, because movies
Don't
are
put-
supposed to be an escape from.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, though. Star Wars has politics.
That's different because they said it from the get go. From the get go, we knew it was the Republic. We knew it was the Republic
Right.
versus
And you're a lot more liberal with what you can do in a space galaxy far, far away.
Exactly.
A long time ago.
exactly
You
in
see
a
what I'm
galaxy
saying?
far away.
That just sets the
See,
precedent
see,
for
when you set the precedence of
anything can happen.
Yes, we are having a war across the galaxy because of politics. That you just set the precedent for it. But if I'm watching like you said, a Thor movie, like we're gonna go see Thor: Love and Thunder, and we're praying to God.
It's not a love story. Well,
Not-
it is.
not-
It's in the title.
It is Love and Thunder.
the title.
Well, we're praying to God, fingers crossed, that it's about strong characters. You see what I'm saying? That tell a good story, not I'm a man and I'm weak, or I'm a woman and I'm strong.
Right.
Which there's nothing
Like
wrong with
Furiosa.
that. Yeah.
We need someone
Like Furiosa from Mad Max
from
Fury.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, that was a phenomenal
That was
movie.
awesome.
That was a phenomenal movie. Mad
That's
Max Fury
awesome.
Road. And
Like
that's
I don't want their character to be defined by
their gender.
their gender or their who like I want their character to be that character. I
Yeah.
want to separate the actor from the character.
Yes. I don't want
It's like when we see Tobey Maguire. You mean Spider-Man?
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You see I forgot his name. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Then that's who he is? to
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
You see what I'm saying?
But
Like
that's the thing. George Miller, by the way, directed Mad Max Fury Road. He redeemed himself from Thunderdome.
that was the same guy.
Yes, that was the same guy.
And it was like the first 5 minutes,
5 minutes
of the movie.
yeah. And then the evil bad Mad Max that you got in the first two movies weren't
That was so good.
wasn't the one that
Was
but
that David Hasselhoff?
no
Who
no
played Mad Max in the original?
well, what's his name?
No, David Hasselhoff played Knight Rider. What the fuck am I talking about?
Hold on, let me
What
see.
am I talking about?
Mad Max was played by. Hold on, let me see. It was played by Mel Gibson.
Mel. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Mel Gibson played Mad Max,
Mel
and he
Gibson.
was good in the first two movies, but Thunderdome sucked. But no, it's like that's the perfect
Because
example.
they went corporate. They were trying to reach a wider audience.
Exactly. And
So they lowered the rating of the movie to PG when all original Mad Max were either PG-13 or rated R.
exactly. But again, like you said, I want a strong character,
Right.
not defined by their sex, their gender, whether they're gay or straight or part of the LGBT or anything like
Just
that.
give me a good fucking
If you
character.
can give me a good, strong character, I don't care. When
Right.
I went to see Wonder Woman, the first one that was produced by Zack Snyder, he didn't direct it, but remember, producers have more creative control
right
than
over
directors
what's
do.
going the direction of what's
It was a good movie, but because he didn't direct the second one,
it became a love story.
it became a love story. She literally said that she didn't even have to say that she didn't need a man to be a strong woman. But then in the second one, they backtracked it, and then she was like, "I miss him. And
she needed him.
and she needed him to move
Like,
forward. And I'm like, what? I said,
the
what's
fuck?
going on? What's her name? Patty Jenkins,
the
director.
the director.
The director, Patty Jenkins.
Click on it right there.
Yeah.
Wonder
Well, she
Woman.
directed the first one too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Patty Jenkins is her name. So Patty Jenkins directed the first one, but it was guided by Zack Snyder. So that's why the first Wonder Woman did so well. I
But
loved
you
it.
think with her, she wouldn't fall into that trap?
But she did, because remember, she was trying to cater to, sorry to say this, women, or what the executive boards wanted her to cater to.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Stats
So
and shit,
exactly.
right.
That's why.
Because I don't think nowadays I don't think unless you're not
they don't have creative control over it.
exactly,
And that's what
unless
sucks.
you're who's the big three or big four? Guillermo del Toro,
Yep. Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan,
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams,
George, not Lucas. What's
George
his name?
Miller?
He did
Oh.
Jurassic Park. What's his name? I'm having a brain.
You
fart.
need to keep that phone next to you, bro.
Bro, I need to keep that phone next to me for real.
You need to keep that phone next to you.
Steven Spielberg.
Stevens,
That man did E.T. That was movie gold.
timeless.
That was movie gold.
Timeless.
So if you're not one of those big guys that do well in movies, whether it be science fiction or storytelling, they're not going to give you credit. Like Christopher Nolan has a contract with WB. They said he'll ask for an amount, they'll give it to him, and they'll do whatever. The executive boards won't even touch him on that. But it's like when we watch classic movies like The Goonies, or we watch It, or we watch Chucky, or we watch anything old school, they all had context. They had a purpose. It was to
It's
scare.
a story.
It was a story.
Outside of what's happening, like like
Exactly.
not necessarily reality, because they're all stories.
It's stories, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But like, it took you outside of
my normal everyday
my
life.
normal everyday life.
Why are you gonna insert the ideals of today's society into my movie? I watch it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be imaginative.
I watch it for an escape, not to be reminded of the politics of it. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
that's why it's insane to me when they do all that. So back to what I was saying with Wonder Woman, like the first one was phenomenal. You see what I'm saying? I didn't see it as you're a strong female character. I saw it as you're a strong character.
You're strong. Hey, you're just a badass motherfucker. That's
It just happened to be female.
Yeah,
And then
you know
I
what
had
I'm
no issue with that. But then, like I said, Patty Jenkins backtracked it. But like you said, she had she probably didn't have any creative control over it. But then again, they were saying she wrote and directed. So the question is, why did that go? Which is why they tried to end Zack Snyder's. That's why they ended Zack Snyder's DC universe, because he had too much creative control over it, and he was actually showing people what they wanted to see. That's how come everyone was begging for the Snyder Cut, because that was actually a good movie. Like I said, it sits right there on my
4
shelf.
hours.
Like I said, I'll sit down for 4. Well, like I said, it was gonna be a 2-part.
Right.
So, but I would rather sit down for 4 hours and watch a movie than dumb it down with Josh Whedon's garbage cartoon.
He tried to make a Disney movie.
Exactly.
He tried to repeat the first Avengers, and you can't do that.
You can't do that. Yeah, it's
Especially
more
with
lighthearted.
DC.
So essentially, like I said, fingers crossed to when we do go see that the film, and hopefully it's not politicized, because I get it. You're trying to cater to the world now, but you're now putting,
You're taking the character out of what he originally originally are.
Exactly, and these are stories that were already created in the comics. Why are you?
You
gonna,
have the source material.
exactly.
Bro. Like
It's literally
like come on, you have the source material.
like, why would you chop up or break or change the story just to cater to all of it? And like I said, and I had no issue with Wonder Woman 1984. It's just I felt like it was not
They
focused
had to
on
constantly. Same thing with what was it Jurassic blah blah.
Jurassic World.
Yeah, the last one. It was just like, yeah, I went in there mindless, but it was just like, you gotta keep throwing it in my face that you don't need men.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I get it.
Yeah, and
You know?
that's the thing. It's and I always said this. I'm like, why is Alan Grant there?
Yeah, he served
No purpose. She was able to
in that
do
movie.
everything by herself.
by herself.
By herself, and it's like, then
And then they kept asking him, "Oh, are you guys married? No. Do you have kids? Oh, she does." Because like, I guess like they kept throwing it in your face that he missed his opportunity to live
exactly, because she was a great woman.
Because she was a
and
great
it's your fault that you didn't.
You let it go,
you
and
let-
she
yep.
went and raised the family.
And
on
then-
her own. Then the whole self-reproduction.
Oh, that was a. I thought you
I'm
said
like-
you said you didn't really think about that, but I'm like, that's the first thing that hit my mind. You literally just said we cloned a human female, and we not cloned, but we reproduced a human female without a male. So you're basically saying we don't need men to have kids.
Yeah, same thing with Blue the dinosaur. That was the theme that just kept popping up.
But in Jurassic Park 2, when they went back to the island, or a different island, not world, Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World.
Okay. The first trilogy.
Yeah, the first trilogy
Okay.
with Alan Grant, when
Right,
he was
right.
actually relevant. And not saying, what does slide into my DMs mean? And then everyone's laughing at him like, bruh. I know
Did you
archaeologists.
hear anyone laugh in the movie?
No, no one's laughing because it was a dry joke. So, but no, I know I watched a video on archaeologists reviewing the movie, and he says we're not. I said we dig up dinosaur bones, but we're not out of date with what technology is. So he kind of clarified that up, but it was like things like that. You want to go get him?
Bro, he's gonna start tweaking.
All right, so go ahead and
Put
put
him
him in the room. But yeah, so it's like things like that that didn't
Talk to him, Jeff.
that didn't make any sense. So it was like, why was he in the movie if there was no point in him being there? She said she needed his help, but the entire time he was there, he really did nothing. And essentially it was insane if you think about it. Like I said, he was in the movie and he did not need to be there.
Right.
And where was I going with this? Yeah, you walking out.
Sorry, I distracted. You know, when the door opens, once a door opens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know how that goes. But essentially, like I said, he did not need to be there, and the whole, and that's the thing. It was a fun movie for us at the beginning.
Yeah,
but
it
then
started off great.
It started off great, and like you said, it's a mindless, fun movie that you can rewatch over and over again. But when you get towards the end, then you already
start force feeding you.
Yeah, they start.
We don't need you.
Yeah, like
we can self reproduce.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is, like I was saying before you walked out, was in Jurassic Park. When they went to the second island, because they went to the wrong island because they were looking for a rich kid that was parasailing because he's rich.
Right.
You know? They're like, Alan Grant was there. He's like, oh my God, they're self reproducing. Just to reiterate that in the third movie. Oh my God, they're able to have kids on their own. Yeah, we already knew that.
We learned that from fucking Zilla.
Exactly.
From 2000.
Exactly. So when they were saying, oh, this woman was able to have a baby without needing a male, they already started force feeding it. And I'm like,
it was near towards the end. Like, I felt bad. I was like, why don't y'all let this man retire, bro?
Yeah.
He was chilling. He did not need to be in the movie.
Exactly.
Even the who was it? He plays Star-Lord. I forgot his name.
Oh, you're talking about Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris
He
Pratt.
didn't even need to be in the movie.
If you had all these strong
he didn't even need to be in the movie.
Yeah, if you had all these strong female leads, then they could have
just made it. Yeah, just made it a
and that would have been fine if you went that direction, but you guys didn't.
Fine.
You guys were
It was like you strung the dudes along just to tell them how much you don't need them.
Yeah.
And it's
because
like,
they did if I trust her, then you should trust her.
Right.
What? She's a kid.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying, and it's like and it goes back to, when did movies change? And it's like, I used to go to movie theaters when I was 10, 11, 12 years old to enjoy a movie. When I went to go see a movie, there was no insertion of any type of politics or.
You watched Blade. We watched.
Yeah, The Incredible Hulk from 2003. We watched so many great movies, and it's like, they didn't need to.
I didn't have to think about that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's why when they're like, oh yeah, we greenlit Captain Marvel 2, but they didn't even call it Captain Marvel 2. They call it The Marvels because they saw how upset people were.
There's more than one Marvel?
Yes, because remember, the original Captain Marvel was black. Monica Rambeau.
She was really?
Yes, she was really the original, but they just gave it to her.
Oh, that's wild.
They just gave it to her.
I never knew that.
Yeah, see? You gotta do your research.
Growing up, I just knew.
And then, of course, you had Kamala Khan, which she has a Disney Plus show right now.
She's the young one with the stretchy.
Yeah, her name's Ms. Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
And then, of course,
originally, it was Ms. Marvel.
It was, and then she took the name because Captain Marvel decided to change it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's just things like that. Like, I want to go to a movie to enjoy a movie. Like I told you when we did our first episode months ago, I watch movies because they're like an escape. When I was younger, that's what it was, because the reality that I was in wasn't as exciting as it was when you were watching something scary or superhero-y and all that stuff like that. And it's like everything has become politicized, or everything needs to be I need to check a box or everything. Yeah, like
We need to throw in Easter eggs. We need
Yeah.
to make a callback,
Mhm.
a reference.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta, shout this group of people out. We gotta shout that group of people out. It's
Just to
like,
make them feel good. And
it's like, motherfucker, just let them exist as they are, and then they do things according to what they want to do.
Exactly.
Not based on what's expected of them to do. It's what they want them to do. They're imaginary characters. They should have all the freedom provided to them within this universe that they live in.
And
You see what I'm saying?
What
Not whatever rules and laws we have out here, you apply them to that. No, you could do whatever you fucking want. It's a story.
exactly. Well, this is the biggest issue with a lot of people that try to force, because a lot of people or the executive boards, because one thing that the guy did say too was a lot of people that are part of the executive boards, aside from Kevin Feige, that knows his comic books because he grew up with them, then he slowly moved up the company. So he knows how to make a Marvel movie, which is why the first 3 phases were so phenomenal.
Right.
Except for Thor 1 and Thor the Dark World. It was garbage.
That's
I'm sorry.
tough.
That was a horrible.
How do you back-to-back L's
Yeah.
before
And then
you
they got
do
Taika
something
Waititi,
good?
and
Yeah.
then he made it fantastic again.
That's great.
But
That's that
it's
Disney money,
it's
dude.
like all these old people don't know a clue about what they're making or doing. All they know is
It's like
money.
money. Yeah.
All they know is money. So, like I always said, when we started this podcast, we can't cater to everybody. Or was that a side conversation that we had?
I think we did say that.
Okay, yeah. So I said when we started this podcast, we said we can't cater to everybody, because if we try to cater to everybody or try to make everybody feel good or comfortable or whatever, we essentially lose who we are as,
And we're not being authentic.
and we're not being authentic.
Right.
And then you're never gonna get 100% of people to like what your views are or ideas and all that
That's
stuff
facts.
like that. You're gonna get some that love it, and you're gonna get some that hate it. But that's what it is. That's what we were prepared to do when we started this. So it's like for every executive to try to do that, it just skews the entire movie.
It does.
And it's like you forgot why you were making the movie. The movie was supposed to go this direction, but because you were worried about what this group of people were gonna say, you decided to change it.
It's
or
a
make
series
it
of
nice.
transitions in between the main scenes.
Exactly. It's like more billion, you know.
More-
It's like more billion. We're sitting there trying to cater to everybody.
What do you mean? Wait, what was Morbius trying to get? I don't know what Morbius. What was
That
what
that
was-
that Morbius took over
what was
Jared
the point
Leto.
of every? That's what happened.
Yes.
the Morbius demon took
Took
over
over
Jared
Jared
Leto
Leto.
in the real world
Exactly.
and decided to commit atrocities. I guess whatever.
Exactly.
Because every character in that movie was useless. Every character. There was no point. My goodness, you could have had a bystander be the main character, and the movie would have been more interesting.
Like, I'm gonna show you a perfect example. I'm gonna tell you 2 perfect examples of films that I also own. Well, one of them, Room, with Brie Larson.
Okay.
She was actually really good in that movie. That movie was an indie film where she had got to express who she was. She was a captured young girl that was sexually assaulted. She had a baby. She was essentially locked in a room. And the only way for her to escape was when her son reached a certain age to go find somebody, because the kidnapper essentially was just keeping her there,
Oh, that's
feeding
wild.
her and locking her in the room. She was a very phenomenal actor. She won an Emmy nominee for that role. And essentially, her head reached into the clouds,
pinnacle.
the pinnacle,
The zenith,
So she's
the
like,
apex.
She's like, I'm there now. I can spew my politics onto whatever film that I make. Another great movie, District 9.
She was in District 9?
No, she wasn't
Oh.
in District 9. I'm just talking about a different movie
Okay.
now. A District 9 where the giant cockroaches came to planet Earth, and essentially, what's his name?
They got stuck or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
Charlito Copley. I'm butchering this man's name, but this guy, he was a
Right.
really good
Oh,
actor.
that was
he was a
good.
really phenomenal actor in the movie too, where he got something sprayed in his face, and he started slowly turning into one of the cockroaches. And it's like those are the type of movies that I miss, because yes, they can't really happen, but when you watch them, they're really good. Or Elysium with
It's thought provoking.
with Matt Damon,
Right.
or Martian with also Matt Damon, and it's like these movies were good. You see what I'm saying? Or movies based on war movies. Like every time we watch war movies, there was no it was history. So they're just there's no politics in it. So they're essentially just showing you what would happen when you do all this. And it's like,
That's facts.
come on. And
That's
it's like,
facts.
that's the thing. So that's why when I watched the first six, six Star Wars movies, they were phenomenal.
Okay,
Yeah. And then and then seven,
last
8,
three?
9, 7, 8, 7 was okay because he kind of tried to copy.
Well, it was just kind of like a rehash of episode
and then
6. I believe,
yeah, and then of course episode 8.
But the what do you call it? The foundation they had set in episode 7
was perfect.
and it didn't pan out because they continued to cater more to everyone else.
They're trying to do a love story, and then they're trying to make the female character the strongest, and
that's fine,
which is okay.
That's fine. I liked Rey in the first movie.
Yeah.
And I liked Rey.
Nope.
No.
That was it.
Second movie. No. Yeah. That was it.
Second movie, they Mary sued her.
Yeah, they Mary sued her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm awesome with the lightsaber. Let me flip, jump, and then cut the ship in half. Of them. You're like, these kids have to train since they're 10 years old to go from Padawan to Jedi Knight, and you did it in the span of what? A couple episodes? Like, what is that?
Wait, what, did she live in the desert and she fought with her pole staff?
Yeah, but
Maybe
she was automatically efficient because she knew the Force.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And you have to train with the Force too.
Exactly, but she was already good with it. And
she fast tracked.
But Kylo Ren, the one that actually did the regular training and grew up, and yeah, he became a bad guy. He was proficient with it, but he couldn't defeat her. Come on, man, really? A person that's never touched the lightsaber compared to a person that's been training.
Been training his whole fucking life,
yes.
bro. He's leading a whole armada.
And then you lead with a mindfuck with a good ass trailer, and then you call it The Rise of Skywalker.
I really thought it was.
Oh, you fucking dicks!
That blew my mind, bro. That was so weird.
That pissed me off. That really pissed.
That was.
I didn't even buy the last
how did
one.
they explain her being a Skywalker?
She wasn't.
She wasn't.
No, she was the Sith Lord's granddaughter.
So why was
daughter.
it called Rise of Skywalker?
Because she didn't see herself as the Sith Lord's father. She saw herself as a Skywalker. So she announced that she was a Skywalker at the end of the film, and then we were just supposed to accept that when everybody thought that Luke was coming back. No, fuck you, Luke ain't coming back.
Like I said, the 7th movie was just a goulash of callbacks, references. Like, why is the Sith Lord still alive?
Well, apparently, the way the legend is told is all the Sith Lords kill each other, but the souls go all into one Sith Lord. So essentially, her father needed her to become evil in order for his soul to go in her, so he can continue to live again. Yep. So essentially, she loses her soul, and then he continues to live.
Is that canon?
Yes, because he doesn't want to die. He's afraid of death.
So that's the same soul that's been transcending
just jumping from Sith Lord to Sith Lord to Sith Lord, and there can only be one Sith Lord. And of course, he was going to take over Darth Vader, but Darth Vader died. So let me have a granddaughter, or let me have a granddaughter that I can use her. I just have to turn her evil. I just have to get her to the dark side, and then I can take over her body and live for another. Some odd of the years.
I don't know why they just couldn't write an original story. Why everything just had to call back.
Yeah, I mean...
Because we destroyed the Empire.
Exactly.
We destroy... Okay, there's going to be rebel factions and shit. Okay,
always, like Rogue One.
Fine. You know what I'm saying? But, like... It was literally just callbacks. Like, I understood, I get the cameos with... Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, which is cool.
That's absolutely fine.
That's
they
fine.
Could be mentor roles.
Mm-hmm.
But like for everything to just be an extension of the first, 6 movies, and there's like Rogue One.
Oh, it was a phenomenal
The only
movie.
thing that really tied it to the trilogy was the fact that
Darth Vader came in at the end.
Darth Vader had come at the end, and they had the.
that was the best scene throughout the entire movie.
Think about it. Think about how amazing. Because think about it. This whole movie was based on the message Princess Leia got.
Yeah, they're like, how did she get the plans to the Death
Right.
Star? That's
Literally
So that was in the original story because
original story.
they're like, okay,
How did she get the plans to the
Death Star? And they basically
That's it.
because everyone was pissed off. They're like, they never explained how she got the plans to the Death Star.
Right.
Bitch, I gave you a movie. There you
Right.
go. Rogue
That's what
One.
I'm saying.
We know that everybody dies, but here's the plans to the
Mhm.
Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Send this over to Leia. All right, I'm on my way. Then Darth Vader comes in. Then boomerang. That was the best scene
I
throughout
love
the
Vader,
entire
bro.
movie.
I love Vader.
Underrated character.
Bro, best written. Literally, he is.
He's the best written
He's
character.
the redemption of Anakin.
He is.
Like he is, because he was evil all the way.
Through and through.
All the way.
Oh, I finished watching Obi-Wan.
Right.
Oh, he's evil.
He's
He
evil.
was snapping kids' necks.
All the way. All the way.
Yep.
He did nothing. Like no conscious. That's evil.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's a good character. He knows his role and he does it.
Yeah.
He does it well.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like he didn't have to. He brought no ethics into it because he had nothing.
He had nothing. He just wanted Obi-Wan.
That's it.
That's all he wanted. He just wanted. He's like, oh yeah, I just want to prove that I can beat you. Blah blah blah. This and that. Ended up whooping his ass again. But yeah, you gotta watch the show. It's pretty good.
Oh man, that's
but
right.
it's like I said. It's just the way movies were back in the day. That's how come. Even though I know some movies all the movies that I have are on Blu-ray, I have some classics. Like I have an entire classic section. Because it's like when I'm watching The Fifth Element, or I'm watching, like I said, Die Hard, or when I'm watching Chucky, or when I'm watching all these old school films, they're actually really good because it's like I can actually escape the world that I'm in and then go into those films and pretend that I'm running away from a living doll or dodging bullets from the bad guy.
Right. Because you know some shit like that will never happen.
Will never happen. And
Like tell me a story of things that will never happen. Not things that are happening right now in real life and are like giving people like that's
anxiety.
Right. That's what everything else is for. It's
Yeah.
not for entertainment.
Exactly. And
entertainment isn't supposed to make you feel like shit.
Well, and I think that's it, not just because of streaming service, but I think that's why a lot of people aren't really going to the movies anymore. It's just because when you're watching the trailers, they'll show you a good trailer.
They're all trash.
And they're all trash. And then on top of that, they're like, okay, what is the political agenda or that we're going to put in this film? And that's why I said with Thor: Love and Thunder.
Did that movie come out yet?
No, not yet. July 8th.
No, not Love and Thunder. The one trailer we kept seeing. Every single time, like, I just roll my eyes. And it's just like, I get it.
Which
But
one?
What was it called? I think it was just called Men or some shit like that.
No, stop it.
You know what I'm talking about. Jeff, we see the movie all the fucking time.
The trailer?
Yeah, it's like this dystopian world. Hold on. Movie.
Well, like I said too, and that's the fear with
It's called Men. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And what was it? Well, it came out. It looks like it came out, and it got a 69% on Rotten.
6 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5. 45% of users like this movie.
Yeah, see, 45% used because again they probably inserted politics.
Right.
And,
And movie critics aren't coming into it with, you know, a fresh mind like that. Yeah, you see, audience score 40%.
40% because I guarantee you it's the same shit again.
It's the same shit.
And that's
again.
the thing.
Like, how are you not seeing the audience, bro?
Yeah.
Look at the audience. Stop looking at movie critics.
Yeah.
Movie critics aren't your fucking audience,
Yeah,
bro.
because
Like, it's literally one big circle jerk of studios, directors, and critics. Just like, oh, yeah, we love this industry. Yeah, this is for us. And it's just like, no, bro. It's not for you. It's for us.
Us, exactly. And I think that's what they forgot. They think they forgot that movies were made for us. You're here to entertain me. You're not here to put in your politics and all that stuff in it. And it's like,
let's read.
What
Started off strong. I don't know what happened. This was really a waste of time and money. Kind of muddled messaging, more symbol than substance. So why am I recommending? Because despite its flaws, Garland is an intriguing director, and there is a movie in here that keeps avoiding his grasp. That's tough. You're
Yeah.
generous. He gave this man 3.5 stars. Pretty generous. He's like, there's a movie in here that could have been special, and it's frustrating. I can't punish ambition. Okay, I feel it.
This one was a wonderful, absolutely terrifying. Wasn't sure which way it was going to go from the start.
The score is haunting, and the message is one to discuss with someone after. Ha! This guy, horrible. I'm dead.
But
Not scary. I left an hour and 9 minutes and was not creeped out, and had the theater myself, so it was horrible. I give it a 0 on the chilling.
but he has to give it 1 star. But essentially, like I said, Jeff, it's like
Who likes TikTok movies? Honestly, garbage. Maybe for an old head who likes TikTok movies, I'd recommend. Is that it? No, there should be more.
no, there's more.
The trailer is a fraud. Horrible. Didn't make any sense. Honestly.
But like you said
Right.
too, they always put the trailer. The trailer's always well put together. But what do you take from what we used to watch as kids, and before? I would say before, like the 2015s is when, or do you think it was earlier than that? 2012s was when all the politics really started popping off.
I think I want to say 2012. I feel like 2012 was like
Because when we watched Avatar in 2009, because we went
Mhm.
to the theaters, watched it in IMAX, no politics. I guarantee that this Avatar that's coming out December.
bro, even the original Avengers.
Yeah,
Like what the fuck?
yeah.
Even the
So
original Avengers. Like no one complained about what was it? Because no one was complaining about there being no black characters besides Nick Fury,
exactly,
and no one even complained about Samuel L. Jackson being Nick Fury,
exactly
because that wasn't the point of it.
of it. Yeah.
It was okay. This is Nick Fury.
Well, because remember when Thor, what was it? Thor, the first Thor came out,
Right.
and they're upset that the guy that controlled the Bifrost, what's his name?
Oh, the
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're upset that he was black. They're like, oh, we're not gonna go see the movie.
that was the thing.
That was the thing.
This was the first Thor movie. When did the
That-
first Thor movie? Come?
The first Thor movie. Bro, I couldn't tell you. It's been so long. Let's do Thor. Thor, the first movie, 2011.
So around that time.
Yep. So it
That's
literally
why I
started-
said like 2012 was around that time
Was
where
around that
like
time.
shit just started getting, it was like
and that's the thing.
a
It was-
mass awakening, I guess.
Yeah. So now people were grouping themselves into certain things. If you weren't representing, if you were putting representation of this group in there, then we wouldn't watch the movie.
Right.
Or if you weren't talking about strong women characters, then we would watch the
Right.
movie. If the man wasn't an asshole, then we're not watching the movie. It was a lot of things, and it's like, man, movies aren't movies anymore.
They're not movies, they're political pieces.
They're
and
political pieces,
statements
and they don't understand
and
that.
cash grabs. And,
But that's the thing. This is the disconnect. They do not understand is if you just make a movie just to make a movie without inserting or checking all these boxes, as that guy gave an example of, more people will go watch it. But the more bullshit you put in there, less people will watch it. People will rather wait for it to go on streaming
Mhm.
or direct download to see what to instead of wasting their $15-$16
Yeah,
to go to a movie theater to watch a movie that's hot garbage. You see what I'm saying?
that's fair.
And I agree with you. I think we should push back the budgets because, like you were saying, $1 billion movies are going to be gone for a long time. Because the biggest issue is they give them too much money. And because they give them so much money, they're like, all right, we can insert and do whatever.
We can do whatever.
Yeah, we're the executive. So you need to put this so they can cater to this group. So we want to get this
Yeah,
group.
we gave you $1 billion.
And it's like, it's crazy too because it's like when they made when the whole Marvel and the superhero movies started coming out, it's like you were making it for us or the nerds, the fans
Right.
to go see it. You weren't making it for the other people. Yeah, they'll make you
make
movie.
it for the fans.
Make it
if
for the
someone
fans.
who's not a fan happens to watch the movie,
Then that's
and it onboards them,
and then they tell somebody
and
else
they tell
that doesn't know,
someone else,
then they'll
okay,
jump into it.
Then
Yeah.
your movie was meant to be successful. But
Exactly.
pumping billions of dollars into it doesn't mean it's gonna make you money. It's gonna make people want to watch. It's gonna spin off into another series. It's like that's not how it works.
Exactly, and I think that's the biggest issue. They forgot that they need to make movies for the fans, not for a cash grab or a dollar in their pocket. That's
Right.
how come when some movies fail in theaters, I'm like, why are you making another one? It didn't make any money. Like more billion. I know it's the biggest meme ever.
I don't think is it getting a because I remember
They're re-releasing it in theaters to see.
they
if
did re-release it.
Okay,
and it
so-
only made I think $8,000 or some shit.
Okay, so then nobody wants to go see it. Yeah, because they said it feels successful.
Because
then
they got gaslighted into thinking
That-
people, and that's the disconnect.
That's the disconnect.
That's the disconnect.
They want
really
money.
thought they were doing something. They're like, oh shit, everyone really likes it. It's so funny. It's so bad that they thought it was
in
gonna-
their mind, they
in their
thought
mind,
that,
yeah.
but we were all joking. It's a meme. It's a joke. It's not real. It's not. We weren't being
Else.
serious.
Else,
We
bro.
weren't being serious. But apparently, everybody thought it was serious enough to put it back into theaters.
And then Jared Leto killed it with the whole video
Yeah.
where he was looking at the manuscript for the hypothetical, the potential second movie, and the title of the film was Morbius 2, It's Morbin Time. And that's when the meme died. I was like, bro, we're laughing at you. Bro.
Yeah, that's
we're
the
laughing
thing.
at you and the whole studio.
Yeah, and he doesn't. And like you
And
said,
there's that disconnect.
that's
They
the
don't get it.
disconnect. Yeah, that's the disconnect.
They don't get it. Money makes you blind.
Yeah. So, all in all, because I know we gotta start wrapping up.
Facts.
But all in all, what would you take from this, and what would you like to see happen moving forward with films? Because, like you said, I got a lot of gap in my shelves, and they're not filled with movies. They're filled with more Funko Pops than there are anything. But that's because there's not a lot of good movies out there.
I feel like we need to. For one, I think movies have reached a point where they're useless.
Mm-hmm.
You could use that same budget to make a series.
Yeah, and
And-
series are more
right.
successful because you can tell the story.
You can
throughout
tell
entire-
the story.
like Moon
You
Knight.
can pace yourself. Right. It's more well-rounded, and you're not in here like
You're not cramming everything into
exactly.
an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Exactly. So if a lot of indie film directors kind of went that route and did more series based, I want more indie directors to put themselves out there. I would like to
Yes.
see a lot more indie movies. Like I'm going through a point where it's like I don't care about the blockbusters anymore.
Yeah, like you said, the Unbearable Weight of
Right,
Massive
Massive
Talent,
Talent. Like-
was a phenomenal film that was underrated.
Exactly.
with
Even
Nicolas
when we
Cage.
went to go see Doctor Strange 2, like as amazing as the visual effects were, I didn't care.
I didn't care either.
I
And
did not
literally,
care.
the only time anybody laughed in the audience is when you said there.
Oh, Steve Jobs.
There goes Steve
When
Jobs.
Professor X walked
Yeah.
into the psycho realm or
Yeah,
the
exactly.
yeah, he was dressed up like Steve
Because
Jobs.
essentially, it was literally just we made a movie for $200 to $350 million just to set up the next stage of the entire movie. That was literally the movie.
Everything's just a setup.
Oh, there's a clue right there. Oh, there's a clue right there. Oh, there goes America Chavez as Stargirl. Oh,
how
there
am I
goes
supposed
this.
to remember? Like, how do you want me to care? Not only remember, but also care about this.
I don't.
Like if I had sat down, this was a 6-part series, and I had an hour to digest each
Episode?
Each
like
episode?
they do with Disney Plus episodes,
right.
yeah.
Here's the thing. When it comes to like watching a series, you can either binge watch it. When you binge watch something, notice when you binge watch something, you don't remember shit.
No, but
But when you watch one episode a week,
you talk about it.
you talk about it, and you're forced to remember it when the next episode starts.
Coming out.
So you internalize every part of that show, that piece of entertainment, rather than just dumping it all in a 2-hour thing.
And what I love too is they'll recap last week's episode just in case you don't remember
Right.
certain parts, and they'll play it with you. But like you said, it's just crazy. Like you said, they need. I want to see more indie film directors too because they have original ideas and they're not in the pockets of the executives where they're like, you need to do this. No, they raise money from the people that they care about. Like I said, Chris Stuckman, perfect example. He raised millions of dollars based off of the people who followed him on YouTube.
They should do that. A lot of have crowd, even big directors.
Yeah.
Have crowd-funded budgets,
Yeah.
and make a movie out of that.
And then cater to your audience.
Cater to your audience.
Exactly.
Do what you can with the crowd-funded budget, and if you have to take a loan from the studio, make sure it's less than the crowd fund.
Yes, exactly.
That way, they don't have control over what you put in the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like if people really care about a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Start a crowdfund.
Yeah.
And stick true to the original story. You see what I'm saying? No one's going to boycott a movie because I've never seen anyone boycott a movie like that. Like, really. For any...
Last Airbender.
See, that was different. But it wasn't anything offensive, though. Well, the movie was offensive.
It was
bad.
Well, not just
but
that,
like,
because they placed the wrong ethnicities in each.
But like, who cares?
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck?
It's supposed to be a fun movie.
Who gives a fuck?
It's supposed to be a fun movie.
I don't care.
But like you said, that was the beginning. That was the beginning of it.
I don't care if James Bond is white. I don't care if James Bond is black.
Yep.
I don't care if he's Asian. I don't care if he's green, blue. I don't care if he's Klingon. Is he doing James Bond shit that I expect James Bond to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, again,
I don't care.
Again, too, like I was saying when I watch No Time to Die, 007 is a number. It's not designated.
It's not designated
to a specific person.
James
if that
Bond.
person dies, then the new character takes
Right.
the 007
Like Men in
number.
Black.
Exactly.
There's only 26 alphabets.
Yeah.
Someone has to die.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There can't be one J in the entire alphabet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm pretty sure there was an Agent J before
Agent J.
Agent J.
He probably died.
He probably died,
Yeah.
and they retired the name. But it's like, why? Why is there this neat? Like, bro, watch the fucking story. Like,
Yeah.
if you resonate with I can resonate with female characters.
Yep.
I can resonate with male characters.
Yeah.
Because I understand internally what their drive is.
Exactly.
Regardless of what they're showing me on the outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand the humanity behind it. And that's why I always say, like, we need to look at the humanity of the characters in these movies rather than their representation.
Yes, exactly. Take out the representation and just give me a great character.
Give me a great character.
If you do that, then I will enjoy the movie regardless if they're
Right.
male, female, they, whatever you
It's
want
like
to
a video
call it.
game.
Exactly.
I can choose the skin. We can choose two completely different skin
skins.
character builds and build the same stats.
Yeah, exactly.
And we build the same stats, but that doesn't change the fact that that's a good character.
Exactly. And that's literally and that's what I want our audience and whoever's listening and to take from this. It's like, make a movie fun. Make movies fun again.
Make movies fun again.
Make
bro.
movies fun again. Let me have that escape.
What was it? Mummify.
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 So yeah, so for make movies fun again. So Mummify. So I just want to feel that theater experience like I used to back in the day.
I want to be excited to go to the movies.
And I don't get that anymore. Like, I don't get the shivers. I don't get the
chills
on the back of my neck.
Right. You don't get excited. You don't start,
yeah. Like, oh my God, this just happened. Because that takes me out of the reality I'm in and puts me into that world that they live in. And it's like, I don't feel that anymore because it's all an agenda. It's all politics. It's all we gotta check a box to cater to this character. It's like perfect example when they were like, oh yeah, Marvel, the Captain Marvel was the best female movie I've ever seen. Half of these SJWs have never seen it, but they're defending it to the T.
But what about the other women-led roles? Terminator. Literally every fucking
Aliens.
Aliens. Like, that's a good character.
Yes. I never saw the fact that she was a female was a plus.
Was like, you know, like I didn't care.
Yeah.
She was just cool as shit.
When I watched Ridley
She was
Scott's
just, bro.
when I watched Ridley Scott's Aliens, it was a phenomenal movie.
Like, she was cool as shit. When I watched the first Terminator, bro. No, even the second, Judgment Day. And she's out here like, bro, she fought the bad guy from the future.
Sigourney Weaver in
Sigourney
Aliens.
Weaver, yes.
And then in Terminator.
She was in Terminator too, right? Sigourney
No.
Weaver? No?
The Terminator was Linda Hamilton. Linda Hamilton.
That
Sigourney
was
Weaver was in
good.
all the Alien movies.
Sigourney Weaver.
And then Linda Hamilton.
Linda
they were
Hamilton.
phenomenal. They were phenomenal in their roles. And they did their movies in the time where women were oppressed and pushed down and all that stuff like that.
Exactly.
And it's like all these people love the films because they were so good. They didn't see the fact that the fact that they were women was out of their brain.
It wasn't even a thought.
It wasn't a thought.
It wasn't even
was
afterthought.
It was
bro.
just I love the movie. I just
a good
want that again. And I love James Cameron because he's the one that made Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
I want to
Perfect
love the character because they're a good character.
Like they did in Mad Max.
Not
Fury
because
Road.
they identify with me.
Exactly.
It's because they're a good character.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, oh, why would you like the bad guy? It's the same reason why I like Vader.
Yeah.
Because he's good at being
bad.
Bad. That's why I care.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, you know who, like, you know Anakin and Vader are the same person.
Yeah.
But they're different people.
Yeah.
They're different people.
Perfect example. And in the spoiler warning, guys, in the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, he literally says, I lost a friend that day. He's like, you didn't lose Anakin. I got rid of him.
I got rid of him.
Vader said that. Just
Yes,
like
sir.
he's like you didn't lose Anakin. I got rid of him just like I'm gonna get rid of you. That was the perfect
fire.
line ever in episode
That's
5.
fire.
So it was like you said, you know they're the same people, but they're two different people. And it's like if you make me love a character, whatever they identify as has nothing to do with that story
With the story,
or
yeah,
where the
like-
direction that it takes. And that's where I want films to go back to. Films need to stop focusing on who they want to cater to because at the end of the day, you can't cater to everybody. Everybody, you chop up a story
can't
if
be
you
an
try to do
umbrella.
that. Exactly.
Like,
when I
come
go
on,
into a
man.
movie theater, I don't care what you are. I just want to watch a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring in anything in it. I just want to see a good movie.
That's
So,
true.
but like I said,
Very good movie, Velocipaster. Check it out, y'all. Velocipaster.
Velocipaster.
Small budget, amazing effects.
And that's the thing. Small budget films are always really good. Indie films, like you said, they need to bring out more indie film directors because they know how to make movies. And essentially, to end off on that note, that literally is what I want. I want movies to come back to what they used to be instead of what they are now.
What they are now.
Because, like I said, I am very afraid for Thor: Love and Thunder because Taika Waititi did a great Thor Ragnarok, because essentially he brought strong characters that were females,
Yes,
but
sir.
that's not what I saw.
Right.
But now you're adding, now you're jumping into the next one, and the question is this your story?
Is this
Or
going
is
to
it
be
the
a
exact-
virtue signal,
Exactly.
or is this really gonna be a story?
Exactly, and that's what I want
Yeah.
to see. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that doesn't change. Like Moonfall, I know you hate that movie.
I fucking hate that movie. I hate that movie.
Alright.
I'm
But you watched it though, right?
Yeah.
It was a fun movie, but you already knew the direction they were going.
How do you let Transcendence
AI?
understand AI better than Transcendence came out 2014, bro.
Yes. Yep. With Johnny Depp.
With
yeah.
Johnny Depp, and it understood AI way better than
The advanced human
the
being
advanced.
that can
Like,
create
what did
whole
you
planets.
do, man?
Yeah.
Man.
But
Alright,
yeah,
I get it.
essentially, yeah, that's what I'm taking away from this, and that's what I want a lot of people to take away from this. It's make movies good again.
Right. Let
That-
the actor be
The actors are
Right.
acting; they're just
Right.
following the direction that,
right.
because they're just essentially reading their lines and then they're bringing that character to life. But the words that come behind it aren't theirs. It's what
They're hollow.
it's hollow. It's exactly so. Essentially, that's
There's
what.
no weight behind what they're saying. They're just talking. They're just talking. Like some of these movies that we've watched, and it's just like, bro, they're just talking. They're wasting time.
Yeah.
This isn't doing anything.
Let's get to the point.
Let's get to the
Why are we
point.
taking so long?
Why are we taking
What
so
message
long?
are you trying to send across?
Yeah, exactly.
Like when we watched Blade Runner 2049. I love that movie. That movie came out.
That's weird that
I love that movie.
it took that long to drop a sequel, and it was good.
It was a really good movie.
It was good. Man, dude, I gotta watch that movie again. That movie was good.
I got it on Blu-ray.
I've seen what do you say? I've seen
the something of Orion's belt.
something of Orion. No, I've seen like galaxy clusters on
Orion's belt, yeah,
or some shit like that. I was like, yo!
Mhm.
I was like, yo! That hit. I felt that.
Yep.
I felt that. He's like, if nothing else will prove that I'm human, if nothing else will prove of what I've experienced, I'm gonna leave you off with that, bro.
The story was by Hampton Fancher. So he wrote a really good story, and of course the director, because directors have to bring the visionary to life. You can write a good book, but if you can't
If you can't visualize it, that's facts.
Denis Villeneuve. I'm chopping up this name, but no, he essentially brought it to life. And Ridley Scott is the one that did the first Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So for him to be able to capture Ridley
Scott's
vision,
the essence of his vision,
that
and
hurt
like
my soul.
that was awesome.
I was crying inside. I'm like, Jeff. I'm like, cause Skylar and I went to theaters to watch that movie, and I'm like, Jeff,
That was beautiful,
you
man.
need to go watch that.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Yep. So it was like, it's amazing.
It's literally his journey to find out he's not the main character.
Exactly. And that's what I love.
Amazing.
And that's what I love.
Amazing.
And that was a strong character. He's like, if you think you're the one, we all think we're the
We
one.
all think
but
we're
we're
the
not
one.
it. But we're not it. And that was
awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awesome.
Exactly.
Bro went his whole life thinking just to find out he wasn't the
main character.
Damn.
But like I said, essentially that's what I want from movies again. I want them to bring back the essence of me caring to want to watch it, the excitement, the escape. I escape reality into movies, which is why I like rewatching old classic movies, or the movies that actually made me, it was like a feel good, because it's like when I watch new movies now, or from 2012 to 2012 to 2022, there's some good movies in there, but most of them are politicized.
Yeah.
Agenda.
You know what movie I really want to see?
Which one?
The Asian lady, the one that can teleport her consciousness through different realities or some shit like that. That's interesting as heck.
It's just like the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's literally similar to that, but
right. Like, so pretty much she can. It should be on like movies out right now.
Yeah. But like I said, essentially that's what I want a lot of people to take away from movies. It's just they need to bring it back.
Yeah.
Like even if like you say, even if they bring down the budgets or bring a lot of indie film characters to the screen, they need to do that because, like you said, it's exhausting watching somebody trying to politicize a film,
a space movie,
yeah.
Not anything,
and then
any fucking
and
movie.
then it's always predictable. Like they always says, oh yeah, this guy's gonna blow up this thing at the end. How many movies is that? Oh yeah, the damsel in distress is gonna be saved by the superhero. How many movies is that? Every movie. Oh yeah, they're gonna blow up the thing and do this and that. There's gonna be a car crash. Oh yeah, that's every movie. So it's like,
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Everything.
And it's made by A24. You know, I need to keep an eye on A24.
A24 films, they do really
They
good.
do really well. And it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
140 minutes.
140
Sorry.
minutes.
How many is that? What? So if 2 hours is 120. So 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
But it's not bad. So it's like
Everything, Everywhere, all at once. That's
and
awesome,
if they start coming out with films like that, then I will literally, like I said, The Unbearable Weight of Truth of Massive Talent, was a gem because I never saw the trailers, and I never saw. I understand why Chris Stuckman says I don't watch trailers.
No.
Because he says they'll hype you up and then you'll watch it, and then it won't be as good as what you hyped it up to be.
That's facts.
So, it's things like that. So, that's what I take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we'll leave off because, like I said, I can talk for hours.
Forever.
I can talk for hours about it, but all I want is for good movies to come back again, and stop politicizing it, because we already get enough of it in the real world.
Everywhere.
I don't need it in the fantasy world too.
Everywhere.
You see what
In
I'm
work, real life,
saying? Yeah,
social relationships.
exactly.
Like it's a lot, bro.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's a lot. I need to get away. Like it's supposed to be an escape from reality.
Exactly, because not everybody can take lavishing trips
Mhm.
and go anywhere they want to go to get away from their troubles. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So movies are like the escape for us.
Yep.
So,
That's facts.
but
That's it for today.
I appreciate you guys for joining us at the tabletop.
Thank you for meeting us today. Thank you. Thank you.
New listeners, if we are on Spotify.
Yeah, if you want to catch up on previous episodes,
Yeah.
you can catch us on Spotify,
Google Podcasts,
Google Podcasts, Deezer,
iHeartRadio,
iHeartRadio,
Amazon Music,
Amazon
and
Music.
RSS.com. If you
If you want to get a look at our ugly mugs, we are also on YouTube.com at Tabletop Topics.
one word.
One word, all together, no spaces.
We release those episodes Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesdays and Fridays.
So
Audios
Yeah.
drop Tuesday, Thursday. Videos drop Wednesday, Friday. Check us out.
yeah, but I appreciate you guys for listening to us banter about movies. But of course, me and my brother are passionate about stories and movies, and we just have to disconnect it. That's it. We just have to
Yeah,
separate
man.
it. Separate the
Separate,
two
yeah.
like it was back in the day.
Mummify.
Mummify. So that's gonna be a new word. Mummify.
Mummify. Bro, I wish a motherfucker would.
Oh, that'd be
start
awesome.
saying,
Mummify.
Mummify. What?
Oh,
Stop.
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mummify.
No, that's a
You
joke.
started it. You
That's
started
it.
it.
I didn't start shit.
Yeah, you
and it
said-
dies here.
No, it ain't dying here.
I started and it dies here.
Because we got a lot of people listening, Jeff. So it's not dying here.
Oh,
Mummify.
man. All right, y'all. Y'all
All
take
right.
it easy.
Thank you again, guys. You have a good day.
And you have a great weekend as well.
All right.